So, I've really been thinking about just how my life has been in the past, year and a half since I became homeless. I mean, I don't know, I guess a lot has changed and a lot hasn't. I don't really know how to explain it. I'm going through, I don't know, a growing up phase right now, I guess. I'm learning to accept that some people are just jackasses. I guess that's the best way to put it. I mean, I'm accepting that some friends aren't worth keeping, even if you want them to, you know? I've always been a really loyal person, and I like to make everybody happy, even though I don't get along with, anybody. I don't know. Don't know why that is. I really don't. But the point is, in this past year and a half, I guess, I've made a lot of friends, and I've lost quite a few of them too. Especially I don't know, I guess in January and February, it really kind of hit me that some of the people that I really cared about really just weren't my friends. I mean, they were talking behind my back, saying how I wasn't homeless. And they don't know. You're not in my life. You're not going through what I am. There's no way that you could say that I'm a liar. You're not here. You're not going through what I am. So I don't. It's okay if you don't believe me because you don't have to. It's not like I can, say, here, come to my house that doesn't exist, you know? Here, let me show you my motel room, la la la. I can't just poof you here to prove to you that I am homeless. It doesn't work that way. And, but just because I can't do that doesn't mean that you have the right, that anyone has the right to call me a liar because you're not here. Just like I can't prove to you that I'm not a liar. You can't prove that I am one. And for the point here, I am homeless. But it's okay if you don't believe me, and I've kind of come to accept that some people don't, but it really hurts when people call me a liar about it, because that's not true. And, I mean, the worst thing is that they say it behind my back. It's like, you can't even say it to my face. But then when I confront you about it, you could say, well, yeah, I think you're a liar. It's like, well, you couldn't have told me that before you told everybody else? Did I really have to be the last one to know? I thought that we were friends. It's just really hurtful. And then people that I don't even know are calling me a liar. It's like, you've never even spoken to me. You don't know anything about me or what I'm going through, and yet you're calling me a liar? That's just like, excuse me? What I can't get over is that the people who have never asked you about it are the ones that call you liars. And they can never say it to your face. Unless you confront them first. That doesn't make any sense to me. Because, like I said, you don't know. If you have a question about something, you could just ask. I don't mind. Yeah, I have a cell phone. Yeah, you kind of need it when you're homeless. It's not like there's any payphones around here. I'm in the middle of freaking nowhere. The closest grocery store is way down there. It's far away. You can't walk there. And there are no buses. There are no payphones. And this motel, yeah, $10 per phone call. Yeah, does that look like I have $10? Yeah, I don't have $10. I don't even have $1. Okay, I'm broke. I haven't even eaten yet. Okay, I've had an M&M. Which I'm technically not supposed to be eating because that's for my medicine. But I was hungry, so I ate a few. Which is probably why I'm gaining the weight. Because I've been munching on them, and I really shouldn't be because they're specifically for my medicine. Yeah, I have to eat them I have to take my meds with chocolate. Otherwise, yeah. So, not supposed to be munching on them. Mom will be really pissed. Well, luckily she doesn't pay attention to YouTube, so she won't know. Yay! But, anyways, back to the point. The point is, you have to have a cell phone, and people are like, well, why don't you sell it? Or why don't you cancel your plan and go to a prepaid one? Well, if I cancel my plan, that means that I have to break my contract, and you have to pay for that too. And since my mom doesn't have the best credit when we got my phone, which she still doesn't have great credit, but we had to put down a $500 deposit on my phone. And by note, this was all like 2.5 years ago. So I'm kind of stuck with this phone until I think it's like May or something. I think it's May when I get a different phone. And I can, the contract will be over and we'll get the $500 back. As far as I understand, I don't really understand the whole contract, the $500 deposit thing there. But anyways, so we lose $500 and we have to pay money to cancel the contract for my cell phone. And then we have to go out and buy another cell phone and get another contract. Does that make any sense? I mean, that's what everyone keeps saying to do. It's like, what? That's stupid. And then people are like, you should get a different vehicle because we have a really big old van. I mean, it's 19 years old. Well, it'll be 19 years old this year. Same age as me. But I mean, they're all like, you should get a different vehicle because the van has quite a few problems, that's typical of a vehicle. All vehicles have some sort of problem, I mean, it runs. Okay, yes, sometimes it has some issues. Like right now, the brakes, doesn't really have any. That's not good. But we're working on getting it fixed. So, but everyone's like, you should get a different vehicle. It's like, but the van is totally paid for. We pay like $50 a month for insurance, and we're good. I mean, why would we get rid of the van, which, by the note, we can't sell because it's in my dad's name, and he's not going to sell it. He won't even put it in our name so we can sell it. He just wants to be a bitch about it because he's a duty head. Anyway, so we can't sell it, so we would just park it someplace and leave it. That's great. And then we have to go out, find some money to get another vehicle, which we're going to have to pay for monthly. And then pay for insurance. Yeah, that is really, really stupid. I mean, that's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. So, yeah, the van has problems, but what vehicle doesn't have problems? I mean, I trust the van. I mean, at least I know if I'm in a wreck, I'll live. I mean, it's made of full metal. It's not that fiberglass crap the vehicles are made of now. And it's big. It's not one of those stupid minivans, so. I don't know, I feel safer in it. I like it. It's fully paid for. It fits a lot of stuff. So. It's my baby. We're not getting rid of it. Ever. Mom wants to get rid of it one day, but it's mine. We're not getting rid of it. It's just not going to happen. And then I have a laptop, which people also complain about. And then my mom has a laptop. So yeah, let me sell my used laptop for $50. I bought it from Mr. 1000 a few years ago. So let me sell it for $50. Let's see how much food that I'll buy. Oh, that only bought a little bit of food. Well, the next day, I'm hungry. No food left. So I gave him my laptop and bored out of my freaking mind, and I'm hungry again the day after. That's great. Oh, and then I happened to win a Kindle Fire. It's quite amazing. Well, at least I like it. See, this is my Kindle Fire. My mom won it for me for Christmas. And then I stayed up for 10 days, and I won an iPad. You can't really see it, but it's an iPad. And everyone's like, you should sell those things too. And it's like, okay, well, that'll give me money, you're right, but I'll spend the money on food and bills and staying in the motel. And eventually, the week for the motel will run out. And then we're going to have to pay it again. And where's the money going to come from? It's not just going to fall from the sky. I can't resell the iPad and the Kindle. It just doesn't work that way. The food will be gone. I'll be hungry again. So basically, selling those things is just fighting the inevitable. Because I'll still end up hungry. And we'll still have bills left to pay. So then I'll be miserable and hungry. That's great. Personally, I'd rather be hungry and entertained. I mean, I'm not just going to fight the inevitable here. I mean, I'm not, that's stupid to me. Yeah, let me be not hungry this week, but I'll be hungry next week because I'm not going to win anything else. It just doesn't happen. So I mean, it might make sense to some people, but if you really think about it, it doesn't make sense. Because I'm still going to end up hungry. So, yeah, I got food this week, but what about next week? And the week after that? And the week after that? Still going to be hungry. At least this way I can be hungry and entertained. So I'm not busy thinking about how freaking starving I am, you know? I don't know, I'm not gonna... I guess I'm just not gonna give up the things that I love because I'm homeless. I'm not gonna just stop living my life. Yeah, things are a lot tougher, and yeah, there's a lot of things that we can't afford, but it's not like I'm paying for these things. The laptop is free. I paid for it years ago. It's not like I'm paying for it now. It's not like I paid for the Kindle Fire or the iPad. I won them. And selling them would be stupid because that'll be a week's worth of food, and then after that week I'll be hungry again. So I'd rather have the iPads, well, the iPad and the Kindle Fire and my laptop, and yeah, they're really nice things, and you know what? I'm gonna keep them because they're the things that make me happy, and they're mine. I mean, why should I have to be miserable just because I'm homeless? I mean, I'm miserable enough just being here. I mean, I can't go anywhere. We're constantly dealing with the manager, AJ, at the front office, constantly bitching about how we haven't paid all the money yet and how he keeps raising the bill and TV going out and the internet going out. I hate it. I want to go home, but I can't go home. So, I mean, I'm miserable enough just being here. Why do I have to be more miserable without, like, internet and my computer and my iPad and my Kindle Fire? I mean, why can't I be happy? I mean, is when you're homeless, are you not allowed to be happy anymore? Or I don't get it, because it seems like because I'm homeless, I'm not allowed to have nice things and I'm not allowed to be happy, and to me that makes no sense. And it hurts because people don't even see that side. I mean, they just automatically, they just jump to conclusions and they don't even really think about what's going on or anything. Or how I feel. I mean, I'm a human being. I mean, how would anyone else feel if suddenly they had nothing? Because that's what happened to us. We had nothing. All my clothes, all my shoes, yeah, they're moldy, they're gross, and they're falling apart now. And they were all brand new. My stuffed animals, my furniture, pretty much everything is gone. And the only thing I still have left from home, because we had to replace a lot of the stuff, not that we really had money, but we had to have clothes, I mean. But, I mean, the point is, pretty much all I have left from home is my laptop. And I'm not just gonna get rid of it just to make someone else happy and to get food for a few days. I'd rather be happy and hungry than miserable and then hungry in a week from now. That's stupid. I mean, I guess I just wish that people would stop and think about it a little bit, and if you don't understand, then you could just ask. I mean, I don't mind answering questions because it's like, you're not here. You're not going through what I'm going through because you're not me. And it just really hurts when people just jump to conclusions and automatically think that they understand and they have the solution for everything, because you don't. I mean, you just don't understand because you're not me and you're not going through my life right now. And you never will, because you're not me. I mean, I guess, before I was homeless, I never would have thought that you needed anything. I mean, I always thought that the homeless people were, the people pushing carts down the street. And that's not what everyone is talking about. That's not really what homeless is. I mean, yeah, those people are homeless too, and they have it really bad, but a lot of the people, not to offend anyone, but a lot of the people who are homeless like that are actually druggies or people who actually don't mind living that way. Some people are actually happy being homeless. Personally, I'm not, but some people actually are. I actually met a few people in this experience who are actually happy being homeless because For them, it's cheaper because they don't have the electronics. They don't want that stuff. They just want to go about their lives the way they are. And as weird as that sounds, some people are actually happy like that. And see, I'm just not. That's not the kind of life that I want. So it's, to me, that just being here is scary enough, let alone being out there with just a shopping cart. To me, that sounds really scary. But I mean, homeless comes in a lot of different ways. Just because you have a roof over your head, which is this motel for me, doesn't mean that you're not homeless. I mean, homeless is when you don't have a home. This motel is not a home. It's just a place to stay. I mean, when you go camping, is that tent that you're temporarily staying in, is that home? No, it's a camping tent. You're temporarily staying there. It's just a tent. It's not home. Home is where you go back to after the little camping thing is over. Well, here, there is no over. There is no going home because there is no home. And people just don't understand that. It's like they're not even thinking about that. They're just thinking, you have a roof over your head, so you're not homeless. You have all these things, so you mustn't be homeless. Just because I have nice things doesn't mean I'm not homeless. And it just, like I said, I don't mind if people don't believe me, but it really upsets me when people start calling me a liar, and it's like, you've never even talked to me about this. I mean, if you don't believe me, just tell me why, and maybe I can clear something up. Because a lot of people do get a little confused about the whole, you have a cell phone, and you have an iPad, and you have all these nice things, how in the world are you homeless? Because that, I mean, before I was homeless, I would have said, what? How can you have these things if you're homeless? Well, now that I am homeless, it's like, oh, I get it now. But I mean, people are quick to judge because that kind of thing, it doesn't make sense. I mean, how can you have nice things and be homeless? I mean, but now that I am homeless, it makes a lot more sense. And I just wish that other people would give it a chance to understand it too, and they just don't. I don't know. Maybe one day it will make sense to them, and maybe one day they'll stop talking behind my back and just come to me and ask. I mean, I try to be really open with all my friends on Twitter and Facebook and everywhere. I just try to be a really open person. I mean, I'm not easily offended. Of course, I have my heart on my sleeve, man, so I'm easily upset, but I'm not easily offended, and I don't mind answering, like, any questions about anything. But, I mean, I just wish that people would stop jumping to conclusions and just take a minute to listen to what I'm going through and try to understand why it is I have the things I have and why we make the decisions that we make. My mom and I, being we. It would just be nice if people took the time to just think about it a little bit before you just go jumping to conclusions and judging me about stuff that you don't even know or understand. I mean, you've never even spoken to me. You don't even know who the hell I am. Yet, there you are calling me a liar and judging me. And then you wonder why I get upset. I mean, shouldn't I be? I mean, don't I have kind of a reason to be upset? You're calling me a liar for no apparent reason. To me, that doesn't even make sense. And not only that, it's really hurtful. Because, I mean, this one guy was harassing me about it. Posting all over Twitter and even made a hashtag about it. It's just really upsetting. Maybe one day people will change and they'll get it, but I don't know. Hoping for a better future. Keep my head up. Moving past it.